Hey guys, what's good? It's me, J-Lei, and I just really wanted to pop on camera and let you know what's been happening in my life and what's about to happen. So I posted in the community tab a few weeks ago that my laptop died, my phone died, and lots of things have been going on in my life that has made my YouTube channel slightly redundant. I've not been able to upload as regularly as I wanted to. I've not been able to join the conversation down in the comment sections because I haven't been able to get online. And I just kind of want to explain how I got to that point. It's a slightly depressing story, so if you don't want to hear it, then skip to the timestamp where I'll be saying what is going to be happening with this channel in the future. So, in between filming Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, I went to go visit my mum, who was complaining that she had a sore leg. Visibly, her leg was swollen and it was red, and we didn't know what was wrong with her. We spent 3 days in a row trying to get hold of the doctors so she can get diagnosed with something. And each time that we phoned the doctors, we were on the phone for an hour on hold, and by the time we did get through, all the emergency appointments for that day had been taken. So on day 4, her leg was still swollen, it was still red, and it had got to the point where she couldn't even stand on it. So she had been momentarily bedbound, to the point where me and my sister was having to pretty much look after her full time. Day 4, without getting an appointment with the doctor, we phoned the emergency number, who was able to get the doctor to phone us back that day. We described my mum's symptoms to the doctor and he said it sounds like a sprain, which was a bit weird because my mum couldn't recall a specific moment in time where she felt like the sprain occurred. But it was a doctor, so we listened to what the doctor said. And he said you need to do the RICE method, which is rest it, ice it, compress it, and elevate it. Do that for 2 weeks and you should be fine. This was all said over the phone because at the moment, with the pandemic and things still being slightly in lockdown, we weren't able to have a face-to-face with the doctor. So that's what we did. My mum spent 2 weeks in bed with me and my sister caring for her, and this leg just wasn't getting any better. Even a blanket brushing my mother's leg would cause her immense pain. So after resting it, icing it, compressing it and elevating it for 2 weeks with no success, we decided to go down to the hospital. My mum was in the hospital for 4 hours and I wasn't allowed in because of the pandemic. So I waited outside, and then when my mum did finally come out, apparently she had gout. And they said that they were a minor injuries department and their hospital didn't specialise in gout. And she could either go home with certain medication that they would provide in hopes to get better, or she can go to a more equipped hospital. This is where hindsight is a beautiful thing. My mum is not a fan of hospitals, so she decided to take the medication for this gout, go home and rest up, and hopefully it'll get better in about a week or 2. However, when I went to return to see my mother 3 days later, we had a look at her foot and her toes had gone black. Me and my sister took one look at that foot and we knew something was wrong. So we phoned an ambulance and explained the situation and said we need someone to come see my mum, because this whole time, apart from that one time at the hospital where she was diagnosed with gout, we hadn't seen anybody face to face. So the paramedics came out, they took one look at my mum's black foot, took her straight to the hospital. That hospital took one look at her leg and sent her to a more specialised hospital. After a lot of scans and tests, it turned out that my mother didn't have gout. She had blood clots all down her leg. She had multiple in her feet and she had one up in her groin. Thankfully, they were able to dislodge the clot with a hairpin IV drip in the groin. However, her foot had died. So 1 minute everything was fine, and the next thing my mum's being prepared to have a below the knee amputation of her right leg. So we as a family were like, shit, life's about to change. And as the person who lives closest to my mother, it was put on me. I don't know if the family put it on me or I kind of decided to be the martyr of the family, but I decided, okay, I'm going to be my mum's carer when she comes out of hospital. But in order to do that, I had to quit my job. But there was a certain part of me that was like, I actually don't mind quitting my job, because if I'm looking after my mum and I do my YouTube from home, I can kind of put more attention and effort into my YouTube, and then hopefully the income that I make from YouTube would either match or succeed what I was already making when I was working. And I could look after my mum full time when she comes out of hospital. So after my mum's operation, she had to stay in for a few weeks. So I thought in that time I'll watch as many things as I can, edit as much as I can, and have them scheduled for release. That way you guys are satisfied while I'm busy adjusting to this new life that I now have. However, I do not drive a car, that is. I drive people mad, but I cannot drive a vehicle. So I had to walk from mine to my mother's with all of my equipment, my laptop, my phone, my camera, my lightings, to transfer it to my mum's house so I can continue this with you guys. However, on the walk, the skies opened. Torrential rain. I'm talking like proper monsoon kind of weather. I had my whole studio equipment in a rucksack on my back. Needless to say, water damage occurred. By the time I got to my mum's, my laptop never turned on again, and neither did my phone. Luckily, I still had my camera, and my mum has a tablet anyway, so I thought I can still record, I just can't do any editing. And then 2 weeks after my mum being in hospital after her operation, she was discharged. However, the next day, and I will never forget this, she had a fall and she fell on her stump, and her wound split open everywhere. It was the most horrifying scene I've ever had to witness in real life. And luckily my mum was okay. She was rushed back to the hospital, they cleaned out the wound, they re-stitched it, and she had to stay in hospital for a few more days to recover. However, it put me in a really bad headspace. So now I have no job, no laptop, no phone, and my mum's got no leg. And I just couldn't bring myself to sit in front of a camera and try to be happy when my mind was racing with so many different things. But I did try. I started Game of Thrones season 5. I was recording that. But with doctors coming out, physio, my mum having so many appointments, family coming over, the dressing team coming to change her dressing for her wound, a social worker, there was so much going on that every time I sat down to film, it kept getting interrupted and I couldn't give my focus to what I was watching, thus not providing very good content. So it's been a really stressful 6 weeks. However, my sister has swooped in and come to the rescue and said, you need some time off from looking after our mother full time. I want you to go home for a few hours, a couple of times a week, do what you need to do in your own environment, clear your head, and get back to doing some of the things that you love doing, which is this. And that's what I'm doing. I have purchased a new laptop, got a new phone, got some time to come back and unwind, refresh my soul and clear my head, and I'm able to focus on this again while knowing my mum is still getting the care and treatment that she needs. So that is the chaos and carnage that's been happening in my life. But moving forward, I have a plan. What I'm hoping for the future of this channel consists of, I want to be uploading 3 TV shows a week. That's Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and Saturday and Sunday will be dedicated to whatever film I am currently watching. But YouTube has told me it'll be really good for you to get some members to your channel if you want. That way, if they want, they could pay a small fee and get some exclusive perks. Why not give it a go? So that's what we've got. If you want, and it's completely up to you, no pressure, there is the option to become a member of this channel. And by becoming a member of this channel, you get some exclusive perks, which include being able to vote on the polls that determine what I'll be watching next. Because the things that I'm watching at the moment won't last forever. I'm going to need some new things to watch. Whatever I do watch, you'll be able to watch 24 hours before everybody else. Your request of what you want me to watch on my Culture Corner becomes top priority when you become a member. and you could be rest assured that your request will be fulfilled. And my movie reactions that come out in 2 parts will come out both parts on the same day, so you won't have to wait 24 hours to watch the whole movie with me. So yeah, 24 hours early access on TV shows. The movies come out both parts same day. You can vote on what to watch next, and you can send me requests for my culture corner, and they will be fulfilled. And if you can't afford to become a member of this channel, or you just don't want to, that's absolutely fine, because like I said, my schedule in my head is going to be for Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, TV shows, and Saturday and Sundays, films. I do want to just say thank you so much for your patience, your understanding, and your kind words throughout all of this. I'm quite a natural worrier, so for you guys in the community post to let me know that it's fine for me to take the time that I need, really lifted a burden for me. But in a weird way, your kind words and your support made me want to return to you even quicker. So after being brave enough to voice to my family that I'm struggling and need a bit of help, they have granted my wishes and I'm back! So yeah, that's an update on what's been and what is to come. As always, mad love for you all, and please stay safe out there.